how this product can be beneficial for your customers and your channel partners. So over to you, Mr. Chandrasekhar Pandey, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks, GPS team, for opportunity to present to your customer base. And I was going to request, if you guys have any questions, jump in and ask as well. So as Suman pointed out, Seceon has developed this platform. We have been in the business for almost 8 years. Now we have more than 7,000 customers around the globe. Those customer base, every week, it grows up by anywhere from 20 to 100 customer each week. And definitely we are in the cybersecurity domain. So what does it mean is, I just wanted to make sure, definitely there had been a lot of awards and all that in there. One thing I wanted to everyone to get out once you kind of like, at least from this call, is you are getting a cybersecurity platform. You are not just getting a product. So what this platform means is, if you look into the cybersecurity, there are two main domains to the cybersecurity. There's a something you have to have cyber hygienes. Basically, you have your firewall, your identity, you have your email and web gateways, and you have set rule signatures and policies based on that, those works. Then the second domain is where you have to do the continuous monitoring of your complete environment, whether it's on-prem or on the cloud, remote access, mobile users. Each one of them, you want to make sure that those are being monitored in the real time. You are able to get comprehensive visibility of your complete environment, no matter where the users are, where your critical assets, like your files, servers, and all those are there. And then get your comprehensive visibility. You want to do the proactive detection. You do not want to have a ransomware attack happen, and then when they are encrypting the file, you figure it out and you get alert at that time. That's too late. You want to stay proactive nature. You are finding out when they are compromising your credential or discovering the asset in your environment, are trying to collect the assets. You want to detect those into the early steps and stages of the attack. Also, really is critical to not only proactively detect it, but also automatically contain and eliminate so that you don't have those damages in there. So that's really critical for any solution, and that's what the platform brings in. And then you have to meet many of the compliance requirement, which is depending on the industry you are, you have to make sure this compliance requirement is not only one time or once in a year kind of activity. You want to have a continuous compliance and reporting as well. So that's what the platform brings in. What the platform is, you have that your SIEM, SOAR, your EDR, vulnerability assessment, your IPS, IDS, your NBAD, NDR, threat intelligence, UBA, and then all of these things have been developed. Intellectual property have been developed by Seceon team, spending millions and millions of hours of focus R&D to do these things. Nobody else in the industry has anything like that or going to have it, because it requires a lot of investment to do these things, and not many people want to do it because everybody is in the process of making a quick money instead of doing this kind of investment in there. And then these things you see here, dynamic threat model, machine learning, and AI, they work together to put into the context and situational awareness to surface those threats. So when we are talking about proactive threat detections, the attacker, sometimes they will come today, they will do certain things in there and start learning your environment, and then they'll go away and they will come back after sometimes like 3 weeks, sometimes 8 weeks, sometimes they will come even after 3 months to now do the next set of the stuff. So if you have a traditional solution which does not have a context of what is happening right now, in this context, what might have happened 3 months back or 6 months back, pull all of those stories together to surface the threats, you are going to miss it. So that's what the kind of look into the platform point of view, having that context and situational awareness to make sure you don't generate a lot of noise, and then you detect the threat which matters and eliminate, contain those. So that's what the platform brings to you. And then definitely it is powered by machine learning and AI. You don't have to have these many products, because once you get the platform in there, all of these capabilities are provided by platform directly. So, and then with the context and situational awareness. So one thing is the functionality, and other thing is all of these have the same genesis. So what does it mean is they all work together. When you have an alert coming out, they have been already correlated, and you are seeing the meaningful actions oriented, like results are coming out. So you don't have to deal with the noise and all that in there. And other thing is, I just wanted to point out, if you wanted to look into the one picture simple, it is taking a telemetry, a raw telemetry. So you don't have to go and buy all those different products. It takes a raw telemetry. It works on those raw telemetry, and then you are getting your comprehensive visibility, proactive threat detection, containment, elimination, continuous compliance. But you don't need army of the people to run it as well. So what you are doing is, because of the work being done by the platform, you are able to go and address this. You can have one person being as efficient as having 10 or 20% into the team if you are doing the traditional approach. So that is something I just wanted to point out, that all of those 7,000 customers we have and partners, we have MSP and MSSP partner, you saw those 250 plus, they go and offer the services, and the services become affordable for even those small and medium enterprises and small and medium businesses as well, because of what the disruptive innovation platform has brought in together. Okay. And other thing I just wanted to point out, definitely compliance and all that, you have those. MITRE ATT&CK framework is fully in the part of the platform. You can also see whether you are looking at the NIST or CMMC, or even your, like you are looking into NIST 7,700-171, you can see the kind of the coverage you get out of the box directly in there. So all of those things at your place. Other thing is also, I just wanted to point out that, XDR is, everybody is using XDR term as they wish. So some people will have the firewall plus EDR, they will call XDR. And then they have very little coverage, but they say, oh, I got XDR. Similarly, somebody will have IDS and EDR, and they'll say, I got the XDR as well. So the XDR is a different, vendors have a different definitions of that. When you hear Seceon aiXDR, it is bringing all of these things together and providing you 99.9% coverage instead of you being kind of like anywhere between 20 to 40% coverage out there, So that is something what we wanted to point out over here. And when you go to any customer, we very confident that nobody can match the cybersecurity efficacy and efficiency what this platform brings to you. And I'll give you guys a view of the platforms. You can see some demo as well. That's right. And even also the cost point, even trying to do these things, you will get like cost, as you can see is in our case, it will be 1/4 or even less than 1/4 of what the cost other people will come. So nobody will be able to beat you on the efficacy, efficiency, and ROI when you go to the customer side, okay? Let me show you the real platform. Definitely platform you can deploy into on-prem or cloud. And the same time, you have all your cloud as well as on-prem, your remote access, as well as mobile users. They are all covered in the platform. So you don't have to keep on buying multi different capabilities to bring it all together and deploy a lot of people to run it. Platform is multi-tenancy, multi-tier, multi-tenancy. So what it does, it from the MSP and MSSP point of view, it gives you capability to scale quickly with a couple of people in the team. You can go and address 20, 30, 40 customers. Sometimes you can scale it to 100 depending on the size of the customer as well. So you can be SOC provider for all of those customers as well. Okay. The key things I wanted to point out that definitely you have operations like security operations, and then you have a compliance. You are doing it together, your real-time visualization, accuracy of threat, and then whole goal you are doing all these things to improve your cybersecurity posture. For any customer you are working, your goal is to keep on improving your cybersecurity posture so that way they don't get like compromised, they don't get kind of like a ransomware attack and all that. The key thing is automated remediation, and the pricing, keep it simple so that, do not try to kind of like have a customer feel that they don't know what they are going. They know exactly what they're getting, and the price is kind of not only competitive, but it's very simple to understand what we are doing there as well. Any questions before I go into the demo side? Definitely from the Syscom office point of view, as Suman was pointing out, these are the different locations. You have the from office point of view as well. And you have like a GPS partner who is kind of like covering Latin America, and they know their market really well. Okay. Any questions before I go to the demo itself? I want to pause over here. I know I went a little faster, but I would love to answer any questions you have.
Thank you so much, Chandra. Chandra, it was a pleasure for us. Any question about the presentation of Ms. Chandra, Mr. Chandra? Okay, please continue. No question okay. For the moment.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
From the platform point of view, as you are looking into, I just had a login. So you are saying each of these tiles is a tenant. So this is what each client you might have into the platform. It's a pretty easy to onboard a customer. And then as you onboard the customer, these customers, when they come into to work with you, they are looking to get a cybersecurity, and then you want to make sure the services they are getting from you is something differentiated, and they see the value. So this is not for you do a sale for a year. This is something they can see the value, and they stick with you for many, many years out there. Okay. Just to give you an idea, we have customers. Our partners do not lose any customers. So some of them, we have been in operations service. Our partner have been offering the services for now 7+ years. And the customers not only have been working with them for 7+ years, but they also become their reference. They bring more customer with there because they say nobody else can do this thing, work with them. So just be confident about that and make sure that you always kind of like kind of driving the innovation, and so that way customers see the value. So here, as you can see, I just wanted to point out over here, you can have hundreds of clients on the platform. In this case, there are 80. It's very easy to add the client. Platform brings its own threat intelligence, so customer does not have to separately pay their threat intelligence and all that in there. Definitely you do the backup and archive and all that in there. It's an open API. But let me show you what is happening inside one of the tenant, which will go into the real tenant. And I'll just point out those things I had discussed earlier. That so if you look into on the left side over here, the analytics and the insight. These are the two sections you can talk about: the real-time monitoring and then comprehensive visualization. That's what you are seeing over here. So if I go over here in this section, Now it shows that, okay, how many data are coming in there. I can go and change this thing to like, let's say 7 days. Now you see in the 7 days, it has brought in 3.12 terabytes, billions of events, which had been analyzed, and there are 17 alerts to be looked into this. These many applications have been monitored. Anyone, if you can click, you can go into those details over there. How many the hosts have been monitored, how many external places it has gone, and you can see complete detail about what is happening in the environment. Any one of these, as I mentioned, even application services, what are running, you are able to see what are the devices which are very busy and all that, okay? So you can click down and you can see here, these many billions of event has come in, and it has distilled down to the only 17 things which has to be looked into in the last 1 week. And if you look into this 17 is not only what has happened in the last 1 week, because this might have something which might have happened like almost two months back or 2 years back as well. So that's kind of the thing what platform brings in. You have your alert dashboard, same thing, we can click over there. Are those 17? You can click and look into what kind of the alerts are those and all that in there. You have your executive dashboard, which gives you idea where those, some of the like threat indicators might be coming from. So you can see where those attacks are coming and so on and so forth in there. Where the data sources are coming, what kind of the attacks are coming on which type of devices. So you can see all of those things in front of you as well. If you want to just see, show to your executives what you have been up to and all that in there, that's right. You can see your email dashboard. So you don't have to go and keep on buying all these different products in there. So let's say if you have your email dashboard, you want to see who has been up to what and all that in there. You are able to see each and every people, what they are up to. If there is something bad going on, you can always go and see that one as well, okay? Your container dashboard as well, because these days, you know, people have Docker container, Kubernetes and all that in there. You want to make sure that, hey, those are being monitored, nothing is being kind of left behind. So you are able to do those monitoring as well. And the key point, which I want to make sure, if you want to leave something, this is a comprehensive cybersecurity. Nobody is selling you separate SIEM and SOAR and XDR or MDR or EDR, cloud security, your container security. Everything is in the single platform. You don't have to go and keep on buying those 10, 20 different tools out there and then trying to make them work together or get experts to run them separately. Many, except for like 500 companies around the world, many people cannot even afford to have all those tools brought in and run. Even if they buy it, they cannot run it because you need the experts to go and run it. And that's what this platform has done, that you don't have to only not buy it, but even running it, it has been made easy by bringing it into the single context, okay? Similarly, if you have any of the cloud in your environment, all the clouds are being watched, looked into it, nothing is being left behind and all that in there. Similarly, if you are looking into platform is watching all of your behavior, whether it's a user behavior or host behavior, everything is being watched in the real time, okay? So these two sections I had mentioned about, like the analytics, which is your security analytics in the real time and the visualization. Other thing is when I come into the visualization, now you can see how your environment looks like, what is happening in the environment. So as you can see, there is a lot of data going from public to public. There's the data going on the Seceon cloud and so on and so forth. This is Seceon office in the Westford, Massachusetts. And any one of these ones you can click into, look into the next level details, all the application services, how much they are running, what kind of applications is consuming, how much of the bytes and all that. So you can see all those together. One key things I want to point out, platform is pulling all these data and putting into the perspective because it is running machine learning and AI to see what makes sense, what does not make sense. So let's say if there is a user who used to do certain things and all of a sudden that user start collecting the data from the environment, it's probably not that user, and it's trying to exfiltrate the data, take it into somewhere else. That may not be the actually user. It might be compromised credential, which is being used for that. So the platform keeps all those perspectives in mind. And by the way, I also wanted to point out that you can overlay the threat directly over here as well. So that way you can see also what is going on with the threats and all that in there as well, you know? Make sense? Okay, now you can see the host label behavior as well. You can type any host in there, you can select any host, and you can see what are the things that are happening on that host as well. You can also see all the activities which are happening on this host as well. And just to give you an idea, any processes are getting created, anything happening, you have everything at your fingertip. As you can see over here, you have everything associated with it in there, and any actions, MITRE attack techniques and all that is also associated with. You can download, upload. So you have all those capability in there. So complete here, this section is monitoring in the real time and your comprehensive visibility. This section is where our partners spend time. They are command and control. So what they are looking into, they are looking into the alert actions, which is automated remediation or playbook-based remediation. This is where their energy goes. So if you look into over here, alert, so let's say we were looking into those 17 alerts and all that. You can see some unusual cloud activity, some potential malware. Let's look into one of these alerts. So as we go into this alert, you can see certain activities has happened, some suspicious path, some evasion, some script execution, some account recon, suspicious activities happening in there. Then you have some remote access exploits, some new process has started in there. And as you can see that multiple contribution has happened. Some is based on the host, some is based on the machine learning, as you can see over here. That's right. Any one of these ones you want to look into it, you just click into over here, and now you can see that somebody started something, it's say whatever the source was there, and you are able to see all that activities associated with it as well. And you can see MITRE technique IDs over there. Here also, as you can see, the whole MITRE attack framework is in front of you. Whatever is happening, you are able to see that, okay? You can export all the data. You can take a remediation actions. You can update a playbook. Let's say if I just wanted to create a playbook for it. Now the playbook is in front of you and you can define that, hey, what I want to do with the playbook. And you don't have to be expert into the tool to do that. These playbooks are already there. You just deploy the playbook and you are in the actions in there, okay? And then automated actions will be happening on the platform itself. Okay, so that's something I just wanted to point out as well, that you have a capability to do the automated actions. Okay, now let's kind of go a little bit over here, and I'll just show you also that where you might even take actions in there. So let's say if I just go over here and I said, okay, what I want to do is I want to take alert actions. So see in the alert actions, you can assign it, you can close it, you can comment it, you can take a trusted threat indicator that I want to trust it, you can recommend it. Or on the remediation front, we have it over here. Now you go over here and say, I want to take a remediation. I just put it over here, recommend. And I wanted to show you that how easy it is. So now it is saying that, hey, you can quarantine the whole host, you can kill the process. Let's say I just wanted to kill the process in there, update. Now that process has been killed on that machine. Make sense? So you have all these actions at your fingertip. Anything you want to go into, look into the details. Also here on the pictures that, hey, how the things are developed, as you can see, you are able to go in there quickly and take action. Most of the time, what you want to do is, if you are a MSSP, you want to also have, might have hundreds and thousands of clients as well. So you can use the playbook, or you have these automated playbooks. So let's say if you have a potential ransomware, in there. Now, if it happens Saturday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can even have it very well defined over here that, hey, if there is a botnet or ransomware activities are happening, just take a action and do not even wait for me. Just go ahead and take a actions automatically in there. You save it over here and you are ready in the business. So now you are able to go ahead and take those actions going forward. So you can even deploy the playbook as well, automated playbook. So the whole goal is to proactively detect the threats and either with the playbook or automated actions, eliminate, contain the threats as soon as possible and keep on improving your cybersecurity posture, because the policy you are applying, those are going into the firewall, those are going on your endpoint, those are going into your identity management system. So that way you are making your cybersecurity posture better and better each and every day. That's right. Other thing I wanted to point out that you have a deep tracker. So as you can see, this is happening in the real time. My time is 10:43 right now in Boston. So you can see 10:43, it's saying there is some suspicious packet happens, some network access and all those things are happening over here. So as you can see how those data are flowing in over here. One thing I wanted to make sure you understand. So let's say before I started this thing, I just wanted to monitor myself. What are the activities associated with me are there? So as you can see, if I go over here and I go into first little longer period over here, all the activities which are happening on me is already over here. That, hey, whatever has happened on me, you are able to like pull it all together. Now, one thing I wanted to point out, we have made this product pretty easy for anybody to kind of like not even having the expertise able to use this product. How you are able to do it? Because if you look over here, we have given you all the threat indications. Everything you want over here, it is all the things are happening, you are able to get at your fingertip. So all these things IOCs, you don't have to be security guru and know. We are the one who are populating it. Let's say if I just wanted to see if any black site access has happened from this environment. Now you can see any black site accesses which has happened from here is already in there. And platform is keeping all these things. So you don't have to be kind of coming in and looking at over here. This is already being kind of happening from the platform directly. And you can see MITRE TTI. You can also see that what is the application was there, which is the site it is going and all that in there, where is the source it is coming from. So you can see over here as well, okay? So everything is at your fingertip. You don't have to be the security guru to know. You can see over here, the fields are in front of you. So anything customer needs, because a lot of time customer get, oh, we have a threat hunting going on, or we have a forensic analysis and all that. Hopefully you never have to do it, but if you have to do it, all of these things at your fingertip. As you can see over here, where what are all the data sources coming? It's coming in front of you, okay? I will pause over here. Any question at this point?
Very, very clear. Your presentation is very clear. ¿Hay alguien que tenga alguna pregunta? Mario, ¿alguna pregunta?
Sí, hay una pregunta en el chat, Jorge.
No,
Okay,
there is a question
Mr.
in the chat
Chandler?
box. Yes, there is a question in the chat box. How
Yeah.
do you collect information? Can you collect information from LAN, WAN equipment?
Yes, yes. Yeah, that's a great question. So we collect the information from all of your networking gear. So your switches, firewall, routers. And that's why if you saw that visualization, we are able to even see who is communicating with what and all that. And we collect all the log information as well. That's right. So if you look over here, just a great question, by the way. So let's go into a little bit in the detail, because This platform, what it does, nobody else is able to do. So region is very simple. You can see over here, this is a private IP. This is another private IP. This is another private IP. You can see all the protocol and amount of the data going on there in that particular LAN information itself, you are able to share. Now, other thing is, which is you want to also see what is going on outside, which is this public side. That's right. So you can see all the devices which are communicating to the public world as well. These are all public IP addresses, as you can see over here. Now, if you go into over here, you are able to see what are all the application services are involved into those ones in there as well. That's right. So see, this particular IP is communicating with this. This is a private IP in our place. And what application they are accessing. You are able to see all of those informations as well. Make sense? So nothing is hidden from us because all those information is needed for us to make sure we are able to go ahead and create the model and then have that security what is needed for the organization. Make sense? So let's say here, if just somebody wanted to see Microsoft communication, as you can see over here, everything from our environment, which are communicating to the Microsoft, we know about it. See over here. And then also we know that which particular applications are being accessed and all that. You see that? Did that answer your question, sir?
I see. Yes.
En el chat, Jorge.
Yes, and we have another question. The Super Cloud native application hosted in AWS, in
AWS.
Yes, it is mentioned. Is it this platform supporting cloud native application hosted in AWS?
Yes. Yeah, that's what it is. And that's what we were showing over here as well. When we had this cloud security dashboard, you can see all the data which are coming from the cloud. And then also when you are onboarding, because that's a great question, whoever asked it, see over here, when you go into the onboarding your cloud devices, now you can go ahead and get onboarding of all your cloud devices over there as well. So whether you have Azure, whether you have AWS, whether you have a GCP, Google Cloud or Oracle Cloud, you are able to get all of that data which is coming from there. And then hosting this platform in the cloud as well. So that I already said that you can support, you can even host this platform on the cloud. Plus it also support your asset which are on the cloud itself. Make sense? Okay. Any additional questions you guys have so far?
Mario, ¿alguna pregunta más?
Hi. See, can you specify the system requirement to implement the solution about the operating system, database, etc.? What we need to do the implementation on-premise environment, because many government customers want to have the solution on-premise.
Yeah, good. That's a great question. Great question. So for the on-prem deployment, what you need is, depending on the size of the deployment and all that, so you need a certain platform size. So just like I give you idea over here. So let's say if this system, that's right, you are looking into the system over here. So you can see this system has around 24 core. You can see total over here. That's a 24 core. So you go over here, it is showing that, hey, you have a 24 core and it's load average, whatever had been happening over there, you can see load average. Then you see here, it has 128 gig of memory. And then you are looking into 4 terabyte of SSD, in this case, here you can see that this one combined maybe 3 terabyte. So you see this one is processing at the peak around, if you look into the longer period over here, because that's a good question you asked. So let's say peak, how much data has gone over here. So we can look into here, because at the end, some customer will ask that, oh, this much is like data I bring and all that in there. So what I wanted to show you, so let's look into the last 180 days. So see here, the peak has been 57,000 events per second. That's what has come in there. So last 180 days, you have around 50 billion events. We are looking just over 50 billion events. And peak has been 57K. Okay, so this particular configuration is handling that kind of like numbers in there. Now you may go in because, you know, it's like some customer have much more bigger numbers in there. Some customer we have which invest even 2 million events per second in there. That's right, because those are big government agency or even private companies. So in that case, you will need a somewhat bigger configuration. Make sense? Did that answer your question, sir?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. And definitely means like, I'll just mention last night we had a customer in our office and they are right now ingesting around 200,000, so 200K events per second, but they think that, you know, in the next week or so, they will reach up to 500K events per second, you know, okay. Makes sense. And you always have to keep in mind, this is not like your traditional solution and your pricing is not going to be based on this number or based on the amount of the gigabytes ingested, because, you know, when you start doing that, you compromise security quite a bit because you want to limit your data and all that, because this particular customer we had in our office yesterday, they were using Splunk in the past. They have put a lot of money and resources for last 3 years and nothing was coming out. And then they onboarded their asset into our platform and they were kind of saying that, hey, we are getting 250 gigabytes data ingest into Splunk. When they onboarded in our platform, now they are saying that, hey, we are ingesting more than like multiple terabyte, 25 terabyte per day. And this is a much more comprehensive visibility and then cybersecurity than we had ever got out of the Splunk, even after spending multiple $1 million, you know? So the key point is like, look, we are focused on cybersecurity. We want to make sure the customer gets the best solution and we are not going to nickel and dime the customer because we want to, this is a disruptive platform. This is not like your traditional way of doing the things. So that way customer, whether it's a small or big, they get a comprehensive cybersecurity at the cost point which they can afford. So if you have a customer who have like 500 people or 200 people, that means that they have to spend huge amount of money. They have to spend appropriate amount of money, which they can afford and still get this comprehensive cybersecurity. And that's what this platform allows you to do it. Any additional questions, sir, at this point? I wanted to show you a little bit more over here, by the way. You know, in threat hunting also, one thing I wanted to share that you can save these queries, you can call those queries, you can call these queries into your playbook as well.
Sure.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. There was some question, looks like. Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah. Okay. No question.
We have another question in the chat. Do you have any plan to include military attack matrix on of threat?
Yeah, we already have it. No? That's what I was. So matter attack threat matrix was already in the platform, as you can see over here. That's right. So it's already any of the attack you look into it. It's a matter attack is already done. So you see here matter attack. These are all the so techniques and tactics. And then any threat indicator you click on over here, let's say you go into the detail, it also shows what are the TTIC matter technique IDs, which are associated with it, okay? So all of those are already in the platform. It's like we are the first one to do in such a way, we make it even visible to you, you know? Make sense? And any one of these, once you click over here, now any processes which are associated with that, you are able to see all of those together as well. Make sense? And so let's see if I just wanted to go this one. Now see this one is like what is happening on there. It's able to bring it all together. Make sense? So we already have it, sir. Okay.
So Chandra sir, just to tell you that we already have 15 minutes left.
Okay. Okay, good, good. Any additional question before I kind of show you some other stuff on the platform?
No, for the moment, everything is very clear.
Okay, good. So you see here, EDR is also in the platform. So if you wanted to kind of see what is happening on the endpoints, you can always go in because the telemetry is being collected. So just kind of give you idea. Let's say here, this is my laptop where all the things, whatever is happening in there, you are able to see all the kind of recent activities, anything which is happening in there. See, all the platform is tracking and it's like keeping into the one place. So the one of the biggest advantage you have with our platform is the data is being put together and look into the single perspective. So it's not that EDR is running on its own with the just local view. EDR is being looked into in conjunction with the network data, in conjunction with the context and situation, in conjunction with the identity to pull it all together. So it's like you are looking at the host, you are looking into the user, you are looking into the network, you are looking into the bigger context as well. So all of those things you have into the single platform. Playbook I already showed, you said auto remediation. I just wanted to show you security posture reports and then some compliance reports and all that in there. So you guys have some good idea what comes out of it and how you will help your customer. Because at the end, you have to help your customer understand what the value you are bringing to them. So as you are able to see over here, I just click into, now you are able to see security posture. You can see also how those threats are coming, where they are coming from, what has been your kind of like trend into your environment. You can see those. And these reports you can schedule, you can send it out to the customer. Customer can also see what are the things happening, what you are doing for them as well, why they should pay you for this work, so you are able to show those as well. In there, you have your compliance report as well. So some customer will ask if they are in healthcare, will ask for HIPAA and all that. Definitely, we are not a healthcare customer, but you can see all of these different sections of the reports. They are already kind of being listed and all that. So that customer, when they get this thing, they are pretty happy that, hey, this work has been done. They are not spending hours and hours of work to kind of like come up with the something for customer, because customers are happy that, hey, you have already done those work for us, all the different sections over here. If you have a NIST or ISO 27000, same thing. You are able to show them exactly what you have brought it in together. See, by the way, these lists are very big. It's showing only 10. If you want, you can show those hundreds in there as well. So I just wanted to make sure that you understand that a lot of work, manual work, you don't have to do that. And customer is going to be extremely happy, willing to pay for that happily out there as well. Similarly, you have your operational view report. Let's say if I just wanted to see how my operational view looks like right now, you are able to see that, hey, what is happening in your environment, how the things are kind of like happening and so on and so forth. So you are able to pull together quickly as well. You have archive reports. If you have some employee hire depart reports you are getting in there, you have archive reports as well. So you are able to see some like PCI DSS or some other things which are happening out there. You go into the longer period over here, you will have even the SOC report. So let's say if I just wanted to go over here, since first of this month, and let's see if there is a SOC report over there. Yeah, so see here, there is a SOC report also. So you can also view your SOC report, how is like your SOC is doing. By the way, also one thing I wanted to make sure that you can put your own logo or your customer logo over there as well in there. So you have complete SOC report, what has been done. So see here, some 12 billion events have been ingested and all that. how many threats were detected, how many threats were acted upon, and all that. So you are able to show them that what the work you have been doing and why they should pay you for that, Make sense? Any questions are at this point? You also have your investigation reports, so you can see all the investigation, your inventory as well. You can see your platform inventory. You can have your remediation reports, what the work is being done and all that. Provisioning, there was some questions were already asked. So you have all the cloud, on-prem, any custom application devices you have. You can do network segregation, segmentations, and monitoring as well. You have a vulnerability assessment. Monitoring is also part of the platform. You can do either on schedule or demand. You can do authenticated and unauthenticated scanning and so on and so forth. You can do the file integrity monitoring. You have a capability to do. So typically in this platform, you are not supposed to be writing your rules, signatures, and policies and all that. Those things you don't have to do. It's kind of detecting the threat. But we give you option that, in your environment, if you have a certain policy you want to do or monitor the monitor, you can always do that as well, So that's
Mr. Chandra, there is a question is there, how you do the, it is self-remediation, I believe, a remediation process, self-remediation.
Mm-hmm. So what is the question?
Self-remediation.
Yeah, but that is basically you just set it up now. You set up the policy and the remediation happens. So if you look into over here, let's look into some of those alerts and you will see it. So once you kind of enable the remediation, that you have either playbook or things in there. So let's take a mind over here. So let's say if there is some remediate here, right? So if you look into over here, when I look in over this side, you can see alert actions. So you see somebody has closed this alert in there, but let's kind of like look into a little bit on this side. That just wanted to show you guys. The self-remediation, which once you have enabled the policies, it start happening automatically. So you don't have to do anything about those remediation side. So let's see over here. We had done, I think this is something we had done it recently in there. So as you can see on this side, see here, there's an auto remediate has happened. This is a SOAR policy 22. You see that? And this has happened on 1st of January. That's right. And then also it shows that, hey, whether it is a success or failure, or if it is having a failure, what is the reason for it? If it is a success, what is the reason for it? So let's look into the little longer period.
So the remediation was taken in automatic, and in the report you will see the solution, not the advisor, no?
Yeah, go ahead and ask the question, sir, again.
Yes.
You want to ask the question again? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I am telling that the remediation was done in automatic, but we have not report before to remediation, no?
Yeah, so you will also get a remediation. So let's say if you wanted to have a remediation, you wanted to look into it. So just kind of give you an idea. So if you wanted to do a remediation report, so let's look into over here. You wanted to see whatever the remediation is done. So what you can do is you can also go in and say whatever the remediation has been done, you can generate a report. And then in that report, it will also show you that, it's like what that remediation has happened. That's right. Which remediation was done, when it was done, and so on and so forth. Make sense?
Yes. Very good.
Yeah. So you have a pretty much is like, as I mentioned, you can have auto remediation, or you can have like your remediation based on the playbook. but you should be always able to have a report, which report shows up when the remediation has been done and all that in there. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Very,
Okay.
very clear.
Yeah, good, good. And definitely, as I had seen over here, provisioning is where you are controlling that, how you are getting the data set. We were talking about some cloud provisioning. You might have some other like add-on devices you might have that, you know, which are the devices you have in your environment. So you can always bring in any one of the devices you have, the data sets and all that. So you can have like 700-800 different type of data sets you can bring in there. You have the notification, you have a like who is getting the notifications as well, because one of the things you want to do is people want to get the notifications that, you know, who is going to be taking actions or what actions you have been taken and all that in there. So you are always able to go ahead and send out those notifications that who's getting what kind of report in there. So different people may get different type of reports. Somebody will get vulnerability assessment report. Somebody will get SOC report. Somebody is getting the alerts, which are coming in the real time. Somebody will get remediation report, what is happening and all that in there. So you are able to do those things. You can schedule who gets what and all that in there. That's right. Other thing is you want to make sure that all the user activities which are happening in your environment, if you wanted to look through it, you are able to see who is up to what they are doing and all that in there as well. You can create your system email template as well. So one thing is like your emails being sent. Another thing is you can also create your email template. You can your schedule task. This is what I was talking, that you can send out the alerts immediately, or you can say that once in the reports, you can send it once in a day, once in a week, once in a month, whatever you want to do there. That's right. So SOC report goes in once in a month. Make sense? And here I already had showed you guys that, you know, it's like if you are getting into the data and all that, how quickly they are getting and so on and so forth. Make sense? Looks like I have lost my VPN connectivity, but that's what it is. Okay. Make sense?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Any questions? I see there are some questions have come in. We can take those questions if you guys don't mind. Please go ahead and ask some questions, sir.